Warning! This podcast still contains the Riddler. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Gotham, Season 3, Episode 17, The Primal Riddle. I'm your host, Dom. With me, we have Nikki and John.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you enjoy The Primal Riddle?
No, yeah. I didn't enjoy the riddle itself,
No, the riddle was terrible.
but
It felt like season 1 Nigma again. I was about to pull my hair out. It was terrible.
I didn't mind the episode, but yeah.
No, the episode was good. The riddle itself was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. So we left off with Penguin and Ivy trying to assemble a team of freaks. And here we start off with a nice mountain wintry kind of landscape, and I instantly think we're gonna go see Bruce.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they're pretty close, I would assume. The way the weather was anyways.
Possibly. I mean, there are a lot of really tall wintry mountains out there. But turns out it's not Bruce, and it's not Bruce. It is, in fact, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Glad to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do not remember him being so oblivious originally. There's a question mark on your face. Huh?
Well, it happened after Nigma killed him, so he came back to his portrait being defaced, so he's probably a little bit like, what the hell? Why? What's the point?
I don't know. But I was
he's
really
upset
happy
at
to see
Penguin because Penguin basically ran him out of Gotham by turning, all the people against him, which he really did to himself. I don't know why you're blaming Penguin for that, but
I mean, yeah, you can't just traipse around with a freeze gun and think nothing bad's going to happen to you.
Mm-hmm. But Penguin offers to help him reverse his condition by any help that he possibly can give him, and brings him his suit. So that was enough to coerce him into joining him and Ivy. And then they go off, after recruiting him, they go off and recruit Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, seeing her back brought a smile to my face, because I was like, okay, she's working in a metal shop. That totally makes sense. I could see that. And then when she quits and throws the molten lava material stuff, whatever you call that.
Molten metal.
Yeah, molten metal in her boss's face. I was just like, I missed you so much. So much did I miss you.
Yeah, I was just like, don't take that shit. Come on now, step up. That's what she did, which was great.
Mm-hmm. And now we have Freeze and Firefly working together, and they're none too pleased about this.
She's very reluctant, but she's going with it because she wants to go somewhere with what's going on. So
yeah,
and they were like, "Look, a family. We're a family." And she's like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Just keep him away from me. I mean, I probably said that about my family a couple times too. Certain members. Yeah.
It's like, hey, but fire and ice though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Penguin sees Riddler on TV and starts scheming. So that's where that storyline concluded. It seems like it's gonna be setting up for next week. Penguin to go after Nigma. Which I don't want to see villains fighting villains. I want to see villains fighting good guys.
Treating friends, saying, "How do you do?" What they really mean is
Nigma going after the court, which is another bunch of villains, right? So it's even more villains against villains.
Right.
It's a dirty love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, and then you throw Barbara into the mix, and now we got villains versus villains versus villains versus villains, and it's just, it makes my head spin.
Gotham is just full of criminals right now, really.
And I think that's the only thing keeping any of them from rising to actual power is just because they're
keeping themselves in check.
Right, yeah. They're playing tit for tat with each other so much.
Yeah.
Making it easy for Gordon. I mean, he snuck right in with the court. He got one-on-one time with Nigma. You know, he's getting in there.
He's just like walking into places like, oh, well, this is already done. So,
yep.
It's just been so nice for him.
Yep. Yeah. But I don't know. This whole back half of the season is called Heroes Rise, and we're focusing so much on the villains. Like I get that there's something going on with Bruce, right? And we're getting the precursor to Batman and all that, but it doesn't feel like it right now, you know?
I don't know. Maybe it has a lot to do with the GPD or Gotham City PD. Yeah, maybe it has a lot to do with them because we saw them get wrecked last season, like almost to like where they had like 3 active police officers. Like the whole building was, wrecked. Lots of people died. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how they keep recruiting in such great numbers.
Me neither.
Because we saw this season they had a room full of cadets ready to come through the academy.
Mm-hmm.
They must have really great dental.
I guess.
That's what it is. Just the dental.
It's gotta be. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like a pension or anything, you know. Just the dental. But Jim he has his meeting with Catherine, right? And she's basically like, look, you still have yet to prove your loyalty to the court, so we're gonna call on you because your uncle, that was just between you two, and now you gotta prove yourself to us. So get back out there, keep up appearances, and get back to work. So luckily for Jim, he doesn't have to sit around and dwell on it too much because Nigma's on the loose, so, he gets to pursue the Riddler. But at the same time, we have Lee.
Oh my God,
good old Lee.
Yeah, really meddling, getting involved in the business with his uncle and being like, look, I was looking into it and the bullet was replaced. It was dug out and it was replaced. It's basically an old mob trick, so we can't figure out what weapon was used.
Yeah, because saying Jim, it's your fault. Yeah, Jim's a real mobster. Well, there's other there's Falcone, who was your father-in-law, but whatever. There's still him, and there's all these other bitches lying around in the underground that you could be like, oh, it's their fault. But no, Jim, a cop, he replaced the bullet.
Well, Jim's a liar, so she's going to accuse him of everything and anything.
You still killed my husband I met 6 months ago and was married to for a day, who was trying to kill me.
Did they even get married?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They did. They were on their honeymoon in the cabin. That's when he got shot.
I thought they were on like a engagement getaway.
No.
So stupid.
Yeah, that's why I blocked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember him in like a suit, like falling into the water, and that's really all I remembered.
It's funny because she knows Jim enough to be like, okay, I know you're bullshit, but she knows enough to know when he's being truthful too.
Yeah.
And he told her, you need to stay out of it or you're going to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. Please, just, back off. And she's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure this out. And you know what? I see Lee dead at the end of the season.
I think that's just wishful thinking on your part.
Probably not.
No. See? Even John knows what's going on.
No, I'm saying I don't think she's going to die.
Oh.
I think she's going to, get too close, and then the court's going to be like, hey, maybe stop. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
Well, the court's just going to recruit her.
Like, they just seem to be recruiting everybody.
You could be helpful to us later.
Don't know about that. Don't know about them being helpful to you.
Bodies, oh, this goes in the morgue. Well, this is actually what happened in quotation marks.
Yeah, I mean, to have somebody that works in the morgue being able to cover stuff up for you, that actually does seem pretty helpful. Whether or not Lee would actually do that is another story, but no, I could see them trying at least.
Well, if they force her into it, which they have the power to do so.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't want her to, because it's enough that Jim's going to be involved and ostensibly the Riddler now. So they need to back off with that. Like, they can't just have the entire cast like, oh, I'm the Court of Owls. I'm the Court of Owls.
They could.
But, like, that just makes it meaningless, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even too comfortable with Jim being involved, quite frankly.
I like Jim being involved because it allows us to see more going on because we follow Jim, you know?
He's kind of being a double agent right now, so that's interesting.
I feel like I hope that this is only the top layer of the court that we're seeing, and there's way more that we don't get to see, and that Jim's never going to get to see. Because like that's
kind of is though, because from the preview, I don't know if you saw the preview for next week. The preview, Jim starts saying, "I want a seat at the table," and he's talking about him. So in other words, because we did see he was inducted this episode. And they said, welcome our newest member, Jim Gordon. But apparently he doesn't have a seat at the table. So yeah, there definitely seems to be more layers to the court than just you're in or you're out.
Yeah. Which, as long as they keep some mystery about them. That's all I want. As long as there's some things we just don't get to know now, you know?
Yep.
As much as Jim is on the inside. I mean, I don't want to know who the rest of the people under those masks are. I really don't. Don't tell me now.
No.
Let it all be implied.
Well, we did get to find out what their weapon was this episode.
It was a
And
juice
it's supposed to be Bruce. I think I said it last episode. They're sending him there to brainwash him to try and power him. So when he comes back to Gotham, he just goes fucking psycho and kills everybody. But we know that's not what's going to happen, but that's supposed to be their big old weapon. They're going to do something to him.
I don't know. Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, because at the same time, it just sounds like they want him to be Batman.
Yeah.
And just, like, get shit under control for them.
They did. There was still the Doc C9 something something came in from Indian Hill. I don't know. There's that as well. But I feel like they are really investing a lot of time and power into making Bruce what he is, thinking he's going to come back as something that they need, but he's not going to. He's going to twist their plans, and he's going to do what he wants to do.
Yep. Well, we have the Riddler, right? And he's looking for answers as well. He goes to meet up with Barbara. And she wants to know who's above her. He wants to know who's running everything. So it's kind of the perfect pair for them. They're both looking for answers about the court, which Riddler says is the biggest riddle of all. So he targets the rich and the wealthy, and leaves the police with some riddled in iambic pentameter that is talking about a two-faced politician, and I'm instantly thinking that it's the literal Two-Face.
Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
I was hoping so.
Yeah.
But instead, it is Mayor Aubrey James, who gets drugged with donuts and medicine.
To be fair, those Danishes looked real good.
They look like they came from Krispy Kremes. So, which causes blood pressure to drop. They bring him to the hospital, right into Nigma's trap where he wanted them. All along. Fight breaks out with looks like a biker gang in the hospital, and Riddler uses that as distraction and kidnaps the mayor. Gets the mayor to basically talk and give proof that the court even exists in the first place, and then broadcasts over the news calling out the court. I was like, Nigma, you're really not that smart, are you?
No, I don't think he's gonna last long in conjunction with the court, like working together or anything like a connection there. I don't think it's gonna last very long. I think they're just bringing him in to hopefully get him under control so that he stops being an asshole around Gotham City.
Yeah.
Because they got plans and he's ruining them.
Mm-hmm. What'd you guys think of the Hamlet scene?
I think I got stabbed.
I can't roll my R's, but I want to say unrealistic, like he did, because it was worse than the actor. Yeah, I'm like, the only thing that just saved you from ruining the scene that was already stupid was you stabbing the guy.
Mm.
Everything else was terrible, and you were the one being the critical guy, being like, "Oh, your performance was stupid. Your performance was dumb, lame."
I love the roller derby. I cannot love it more. I need a roller derby now. I need one.
I think you could pull it off.
Yeah.
Specifically with the orange shirt.
Yep. But the court contacts Jim, and they're like, "Look, we're gonna test your proof now. You need to bring us the Riddler." So instead of taking the Riddler in police custody and bring him to Arkham, where it's intended for him to go, Jim calls the Riddler out to the GCPD, clears the whole place out, make sure it's empty, and then has him bring the mayor and the bomb around his neck to the GCPD. Now, luckily, earlier on, Jim went and talked to Butch and Tabitha. And if it wasn't for Jim saying, "Don't you hate him? Like, didn't he like screw you guys over big time?"
Mm-hmm.
Then Tabitha wouldn't helped out, but
Yeah.
she basically saved the mayor's life by telling Jim how to disarm the bomb with a specific radio frequency, which kind of catches the Riddler off his toes.
Yeah.
Enigma does not know exactly what to do, but he's still in control, or so he thinks. But Jim basically bribes him to get into his car, take a ride to get answers, and then they meet up with Catherine, and she takes the Riddler willingly into her vehicle.
Yeah.
So,
I did like the conversation that he had with him, before he got out. Like, it is pretty nuts how much he's changed in these last couple seasons.
Yeah.
And to think that they actually were almost friends at one point was actually kind of sad,
Yeah.
He's like, I actually had fun that night. I was like, Jim, you don't have fun. You scowl too much.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it was actually really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the court's going to want with Enigma. They said, his brain could come to good use. And that's really about all we know. Do you guys have any expectations for what they may do with Enigma?
I
Not really.
I can't imagine what they'd want to do with him,
It doesn't seem like, they really want to do much of killing, like aimless murdering and stuff like that. They just want to make sure everything is in line and working to its best efficiency. And by killing off certain people, it doesn't really work good for them.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that Enigma, as of late, has been kind of murdery.
Kind of.
Kind of. In like the simplest of sense, words I could pick out, murdery is the one that stands out the most. So I don't know, maybe they're gonna hone him so he's less reckless and he's more long con kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because all of his little plots are like very, like he seems to think that they're genius and well thought out, but they're really not.
No.
They're, like maybe they can actually make him actually clever.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe.
That would be my hope for him. Or give him the resources to do so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more than anything, like let him build an elaborate hedge maze inside of a, you know, broken down jailhouse. I don't know. It's like let him do crazy, stupid, elaborate shit that will actually be clever and actually be challenging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like this thing explodes.
I think they're gonna give him like a mentorship and give him a path and a direction to go. So
Yeah, that's the best way to use the Riddler for themselves. It's to make him a better person, not a better person as in good, a better person as in emphasizing his skills.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we have not Bruce. We see him playing chess with Alfred.
Which he called himself.
Yeah, he did. He did call himself not Bruce this episode.
I'm not Bruce. I was like,
yeah, I think this is the second time he's done this.
Yeah.
So it just every time, like I know what he's saying. He's saying that he's not Bruce, but it sounds like he's saying I am not Bruce. You know, like
I
that's
am
his
not
name.
Bruce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I took it.
Yeah, because we call him not Bruce. I think
We-
John
yeah.
started it.
Yep. Like, if we see it in the synopsis, they're calling him Bruce too. It's like, no, that's lame.
Yep.
He's not Bruce.
Yep. It's not Bruce. But he's playing chess with Alfred. Alfred's kind of on to him and asks him why he's been off lately. And he comes up with this story about how he lied to Alfred about Selena. Basically, 'cause Selena dumped him and he's embarrassed and doesn't know what to do and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So Alfred buys it and he goes off and not Bruce starts bleeding out of his nose. So he contacts the court, see what's up. He sneaks out, goes to see Catherine. Catherine tells him straight up he's dying. Like he's not meant to live for much longer. And Bruce will be back before he dies. So basically he knows he's getting replaced. He knows that he's just filling a role until Bruce gets back.
Mm-hmm.
But he takes this time to go see Selena. And he tells her that he wants her to leave Gotham. And basically because he cares for her, he wants to protect her. And she goes, this is exactly why you'll never be Bruce Wayne. Because you care for me. Bruce would find a way to save everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes, you're not real. Like, you're nothing. You're not real. And she goes, I'm going to go tell Alfred. And he's like, you can't do that. And she goes, what are you going to do? Stop me? And then he pushed her out the window and killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is Catwoman. And, yeah.
She's not dead.
No.
If anybody's seen, Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer, we know
So
this is basically how this scene played out.
They're pushing them into their roles really quickly because we've said before that Bruce is going through his training really early, and obviously Selena she died really early, and we can see like it's the most it's the rendition of Catwoman that I'm most used to, which is Michelle Pfeiffer, where she no Halle Berry. Are they the same?
No, they're not the same.
No.
Okay, it's the one where the cats like lick her back to life or something.
That's Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay, then that's the one. And so it's really early because that Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer, was like in her mid-20s.
Yeah. She
And
was secretary in an office.
and Selena, she's only like 16.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they're going with Gotham if they're just pushing these characters into their roles so early.
I mean,
If they're gonna push Bruce into Batman early, they kind of have to push everybody else.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, like you look
Pretty much.
at some of the origin stories and stuff too. Like Mr. Freeze, it wasn't made until Batman was around either. Yeah, he'd been doing research for his wife and everything for so long. And the Joker, but we've been getting all these characters and we've been getting them basically in their roles, so it's about time. But
I'm just curious, like, when she comes back, like how she's going to be different. If she's going to be, is she going to be more actually cat-like instead of just liking cats?
Yeah. Well, Lee says in chat. Lee says in chat she has 8 lives left. So, if we're going off that, like the movie and everything, that was one of my favorite clips. In the movie when she's like 4 or 5 still alive, and she's getting whipped and the lightning or the electricity getting shocked and all that. Like when she was fighting Batman, and she's basically counting down all her lives as she's losing them. I'm curious now, like, are we going to keep a tally running for Selina now to find out how many lives she has? Like, does this count? Like, this is her first death, or does it not count because she's not reborn as Catwoman yet?
I mean, at this point, until she gets, like, the claws in her gloves and the bullwhip, she's still not Catwoman, in my eyes.
I mean, yeah, she's agile because she's, she lives on the street and stuff. She needs that skill set. But once she comes back, I mean, she might as well grow a tail at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm a little sad that Tabitha kind of stole her thunder with the whip thing, but whatever.
Yeah.
She can make it better.
Yeah. They might go in a different direction for her, too. She might not have the whip. I don't know.
That's true. But it's cool because maybe she'll start actually doing the things that Catwoman does, like going for higher game instead of just pickpocketing people, like, robbing a bank, stuff like that, like more serious heists, I guess.
Yep.
Because she kind of practiced at Bruce. Was it this season? I forget. When they stole the owl statue.
Yeah.
So she had a little practice.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to see what goes on with Catwoman. We already saw, like, the cat's already trying to, like, nurse her back to life, but she's sitting there very dead on the ground still.
Super dead.
Last we saw, so we will have to see what happens. We know she's not actually dead. We know this. I mean, this is Gotham. Nobody's dead. How many times has Penguin died?
I need a calculator.
Yeah, exactly. So, but as far as that, the only thing really I have left to mention is Barbara basically flips out on her power trip. Gets mad at Tabitha for the betrayal of helping Jim stop the Riddler early, because Barbara wants to find out about the court just as much as Riddler. But Barbara wants it because she's not at the top of the ladder. She wants to be in charge. She wants no one above her.
And she doesn't want to share it either. She made that very clear.
No. Because she's like, this is what's stopping me from getting to the top. And Tabitha's like, don't you mean we? And she's just like, no. And stormed off. Well, she didn't say no, but, it was basically
you could tell
no.
that's what she was thinking. Yeah.
It was like the, oh shit, wait, what?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Yep. I don't know, I really, really like Barbara. Like, every time I see her now, I get really excited because she's fantastic. She really is. So, I don't know. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of her working with Nigma, and I hope that comes back again, because I think they actually work well together. I don't see them getting romantically involved or anything, but, like, totally see them being villain partners together.
I'd be fine with that.
Like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I like to see her wear pants. She's never worn pants. It's gotta be getting cold.
I don't know, when Mr. Freeze coming around, sure.
Yeah. Ivy, she's kind of funny. Like, she's kind of the comic relief right now because she's so ditzy.
It's not ditzy, she's naive.
I don't know, because I don't know if like being like they're in freezes and he goes Ivy and she goes, oh right, that's not naive. That's just like kind of like she's kind of floaty and
Her head's in the clouds.
she had to be prompted to do what he wanted her to do, which is
She's
that's
still
flighty.
like 8 years old though.
She's 13 in her head, 14. She's young, but yes,
She was
but
younger
she's
than
still
Selena, and Selena's like 13.
Selena's
No,
16.
she's 16.
Bruce is 16, Selena's 16, and Ivy was only a couple years younger than them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like 8.
She was 8 when the series started.
Yeah, there you go.
They've had some time jump since then.
What was her pet name for Penguin this episode? I forget.
Pengy?
Was it
Pengy.
Pengy? Don't call me Pengy.
Don't call me Pengy.
Please call him Pengy every chance you get, please.
I
Please.
really, really hope that's a thing. Really hope that's a thing. But it looks like they're going to use Penguin's house as base of operations.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You think they're going to recruit more people?
Oh, yeah. I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I want Killer Croc.
Yeah.
Now.
I want to see. Is the Scarecrow done and over with?
Scarecrow was never actually a thing.
Jeez.
They had the serum, but, you know.
Right.
He hasn't been the Scarecrow yet.
Yeah. So.
We need more Mad Hatter. Let's figure out how to get him back.
No.
Hey, go it for a while.
Yeah. No, he wasn't the Mad Hatter I wanted.
He's
So
just like a less enigma.
We need the Mad Hatter back. We need Bane. We need to create Bane.
Burn!
And
From the movie.
Oh man, inside joke. So
Oh,
inside, it's just
sorry.
me and John.
Yeah,
no, I was filled in
forgot
on
about
the story. So,
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
so-
We had to be there. You had to be there.
It was so funny.
Maybe get a little bit more of the Red Hood gang. Is that that's who they're called, right?
yeah.
If they actually come back in some incarnation, yeah, like for real, not just like Butch's nonsense, but
Yeah.
yeah, that
I
would
want,
be
I want the Pigman back.
nice. Oh, remember him?
Yeah.
Or the Balloon Man?
No. No,
Balloon
he was.
Man. Worst Mega Man villain ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys have anything else for this episode?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Next episode is called Light the Wick. Gordon discovers the weapon that the Court of Owls will use to destroy Gotham, which leads him on a dangerous path as he tracks it down. Meanwhile, Catherine and the Temple Shaman reveal their next move to Bruce, and Ivy comes to Selena's aid.
Wait a tech.
Attack?
A tech. A tic-tac. Is she gonna use a concoction to help revive Selena so that she
Probably.
gains the cat-like powers? Because I mean, she's got cat DNA all over her right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
mix
she
that with a little
revived-
serum.
she revived the Penguin somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
She's somehow a brilliant chemist.
Somehow.
So,
She
you know.
Because
talks with the
she's
plant.
6 years old.
She keeps getting younger every time you say it.
I
Stop.
know. I know.
She's an adult child prodigy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's gonna be
She's
cool.
a really good chemist for a 4-year-old, though.
Oh, you know what I just thought of? Do you think Captain Barnes is going to come back at some point? Because he was screaming guilty in the
judge?
preview.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or,
Maybe.
yeah, as the judge.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be
That'd be great.
interesting.
Love to see him again.
Have Selena, have Ivy break him out too.
Mhm.
Be a pretty amazing feat for a 2-year-old, but
Listen, she's already hit her major milestones, Tom. She's very advanced.
yeah.
Potty trained at this age. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm impressed that she could even talk as a 6-month-old, but who knows?
That's why
So,
she calls him Peggy.
Peggy. Nikki, where can the people find you?
At LadyVenom24 on Twitter, LadyVenom24.
Not tolerating this.
No.
Not tolerating Ivy as a 2-month-old.
Right.
But John, where can the people find you?
You can find me at No More on Twitter.
And you can
Lee is not tolerating this shit either. He's like,
Yeah.
she's 14.
Yeah, I know, Lee. I know. She's 14 days old. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEGOM. And you can find us all and more on Facebook. I can't even. Nikki's so done. Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace. And right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next week, when Ivy turns 7 days old.
I
Wait,
just
you
can't wait
mean
till she's born.
she's not born yet?
Maybe next month.
Yeah, soon.
Right.
And she'll be 25.
Seconds old?
Mhm.